Okay, let us begin. Let us have our feet together, arms to the side, looking forward, arms up above over your head. Breathe in and breathe out, palms together into a standing praying pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us grab our yoga block so we can get into a standing forward fold. And using this yoga block for support, keeping your legs and knees as straight as possible. Palms planted down onto the yoga block. Breathe in and breathe out as you have your palms resting onto your knees, keeping your back straight, facing forward as you are in a half lift right now. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's make our way down onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. We get into downward dog position, keeping our legs and knees as straight as possible, having your palms onto the mat. Getting into an inverted V. Now getting back into a standing forward fold. Legs straight, knees straight. Using your yoga block if needed for support. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us get back into a half lift, resting our palms into our knees, keeping our back straight and looking forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out as we get into a chair pose, doing a squat, keeping our back nice and straight as we have our arms raised up above our head. Breathe in and breathe out, back into a standing forward fold. Remember to keep your knees straight. Have your palms touching the mat or touching your yoga block. Now getting back into a half lift, having your palms touch your knees, keeping your back straight and looking forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us get into a downward dog position, realigning our body. Breathe in and breathe out, getting into an inverted V. Now getting into a left lunge, keeping that back leg as straight as possible, palms resting onto the mat as you are in a runner's pose right now. Slowly bringing your arms up over your head as we get into a warrior one pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Now back into a downward dog position as we do the same onto the other side. Now getting into a plank position, really focusing that upper body strength as you relax your legs onto the mat. Getting back into a cobra pose, doing a back bend, keeping your neck back, keeping your legs relaxed onto the mat, palms to the side. Back into a downward dog position. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress as we finally get into a right lunge. Keeping your back leg as straight as possible, palms rested onto the mat. Slowly bringing your arms up over your head, parallel arms, back straight, getting back into a warrior one pose. Okay, now let's get back down, back into a downward dog position, releasing all the tension, all the stress, and really living into this current moment. Now from a downward dog position, we are going to get into a dolphin pose. Just same concept as the downward dog, but this time having your elbows rested onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out, jumping our way back into a standing forward fold and grabbing your yoga block for support if necessary. Keeping your knees locked and straight, palms touching the yoga block or mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Keep your body close together as much as possible. Now getting back into a half lift, having your palms touch your knees, keeping your back straight. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Breathe in and breathe out, getting back into a chair pose, doing a slight squat, keeping your back straight with your arms over your head into parallel arms. Breathe in And breathe out as you get back into a standing forward fold. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress, really releasing all that does not serve us. Now getting back into a downward dog position and raising one leg up above, extending your leg out as you get into a three-legged dog position, really building that strength in your upper body and keeping balanced. Now back into a downward dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Doing the same on the other side, extending one leg out, extending as far as possible and really building that upper body strength in your body. Three-legged dog pose. Breathe in and breathe out back into a downward dog position. Now getting into a left lunge, extending that back leg out, palms touching the mat. Breathe in and breathe out, palms together into a praying pose and twisting your body over. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Back down now, back into downward dog, realigning our bodies. Now into a right lunge, having one leg extended out, palms to the mat. Now palms together into a praying pose and twisting your body over. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Now back onto the floor, knees touching the mat, arms to the side, back straight. Breathe in and breathe out. Focusing on the present moment, manifesting everything you want and more, and letting go of the past. Breathe in and breathe out. Now having your arms raised up over your head, resting your face onto the mat as you are in child's pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Now extending one arm out, looking at your palms. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now back into center. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Now extending one arm up and focusing on your palm, keeping your eyes onto your palm, keeping that drishti on point. And drishti means focus in Sanskrit. Okay, now knees back onto the mat, extending your arms over your head as you're doing a seated back bend. Breathe in and breathe out. Now back to center, arms to the side. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Now we are going to have our face down as you'll have our arms extended over our head as far back as possible. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. So now we are going to be working on our cow face pose. And so we are going to have one leg over the other, having our legs nice and puzzled together as we grab our hands together from the back of our head, keeping our back straight. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhaling out stress, really feeling that stretch in your arms. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Now doing the same on the other side, really piling your legs over one another and grabbing your palms from the back of your head, back of your neck, back. Breathe in and breathe out, keeping your back as straight as possible. Really feeling that stretch in your arms and your legs. You're really going to feel the stretch in your quads and your bicep areas. breathe in and breathe out. Now let us get into a staff pose. Keep our legs stretched out in front of us and keeping your arms to the side, back straight. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress as we touch your toes and face down forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Really keep those knees and legs as straight as possible, as much as you can. Breathe in and breathe out, letting all the tension and all the stress escape your mind, escape all the tension from your body. Breathe in and breathe out, having one leg over the other, arms to the side and your palms out. We get into Fish of the Lord pose. Breathe in and breathe out. As your body is twisted, be sure to face forward as well. Breathe in and breathe out, getting back into center, back into the staff pose. Now having one leg over the other, arms to the side and keeping your palms out, facing forward as your body is twisted. Again, Fish of the Lord's pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Now we're going to get our yoga strap and extend one leg out, keeping your knees as straight as possible, really working on our flexibility and keeping your back straight, looking forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Doing the same on the other side. Getting your yoga strap, extending your leg out. Really using that strap for support and for flexibility purposes. Breathe in and breathe out. Really trust your body, listen to your body, love your body as you are working on your body. Breathe in and breathe out, resting your back onto the mat, knees up, really relaxing your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress, leaving all the negative emotions aside. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we are going to get into a bridge pose, extending our torso and glutes up above as you have your palms and arms to the side touching your feet. Breathe in and breathe out, really relaxing your neck. Now just having your left leg extended up, really building that core and glute activation. Getting back into center, back into a regular bridge pose. Breathe in and breathe out, extending out your right leg now. Really working on your glutes again and your core area. Breathe in and breathe out, bringing it back onto the mat. Getting completely relaxed into Savasana, which is also known as a corpse pose. Breathe in and breathe out, letting go of all the stress, all the worries. Breathe in and breathe out. Really focus on your breath work. Focus on the present moment. Focus on the person that you are currently right now. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Relaxing your body, relaxing your mind, your soul, rejuvenating your body. Breathe in and breathe out as we get into a wheel pose, completely extending our legs, our torso up, our arms up, really facing upwards, basically saluting the sun with your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Breathe in and breathe out, resting your back onto the mat, resting your mind, resting your shoulders, letting all the tension go. Now we are going to extend our legs up as we get into a shoulder stand. Using our arms and palms supporting our back, resting your neck onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress, really focusing on your strength, of your flexibility. Now bring your legs over as you get into a plow pose now, having your arms and palms rested into the mat. Breathe in and breathe out, keeping those knees as straight as possible, really feeling the pressure and the pain in your body, but knowing that it's worth it in the end. Okay, let's get back onto the mat, sitting onto the mat. Let's have our legs into a seated position, arms resting to the side, your back straight. Breathe in, really take in this moment for yourself. Breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out, bringing your left shoulder, your left arm over the other, stretching out your arm. Breathe in and breathe out, also keeping your focus onto your palm. Breathe in, back into center, and breathe out, bringing that other arm over, keeping your eyes planted onto your palms. Breathe in and breathe out, keeping your back straight, your focus straight. Breathe in and breathe out, breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress as we get into a sphinx pose now, resting our elbows and arms onto the mat as you have your back arched, looking face forward, resting your legs onto the mat as well. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us now get back into a downward dog position, stretching out those legs and having one arm touch the opposite leg for a nice stretch there. Now the opposite once again. Breathe in and breathe out, breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Breathe in and breathe out. Really enjoy this stretch. Now let's go into a left lunge, keeping that back leg as straight as possible, palms rested onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in as we get into a warrior two pose, extending out those arms side to side and keeping your focus onto your palm. Breathe in and breathe out, back down to the ground, back into a downward dog position. Breathe in and breathe out, getting back into a right lunge now, keeping that back leg as straight as possible, palms planted onto the mat, extending out those arms from side to side and keeping focused on your palm. Breathe in and breathe out. Perfect job. So back into downward dog position, aligning our bodies and extending one leg up as you get into a three-legged dog position and really building your upper body strength. Now going in for a crunch. Now back to downward dog, back to center. Breathe in and breathe out as you extend out that leg as far as possible into the air. And again, focusing on your upper body strength. Breathe in and breathe out, knees onto the mat as your arms are extended up over your head, facing the sun, and now doing a seated back bend. Breathe in and breathe out, back into center. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us relax our neck, doing a couple of neck rolls. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us switch to the other side now. Breathe in and breathe out, relaxing that neck, relaxing the shoulders. Now let's do some neck stretches. Face forward, face to the side, face forward, side, forward, back, forward, straight, forward, back, forward, straight. Now let's go in for some nice neck rolls once again. Breathe in and breathe out. Other side switch. Breathe in and breathe out. Saluting your arms to the sun. Now going in for a back bend. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring it back to center. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Now really releasing the circulation from your palms. Really moving your fingers and your hands around. Feels so good when you do this too. Now let's flip it. Let's switch, rotate the other side. Breathe in, stretch out those arms up above over your head. Now let's go in for a nice body twist. This feels so amazing as well. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Let's get into the center of our mat. Facing down, legs apart. As we get into a wide-legged forward fold, bring your head down, really letting your neck loose and relaxed, releasing all the pressure from your neck, having your palms touch the mat. Breathe in and breathe out as we have our head facing our knee onto the left side of our leg as we get into a pyramid pose now. Keeping your knees as straight as possible. Extending one arm up, keeping your focus on your palm as we get into a triangle pose. Breathe in and breathe out, back to center. Wide-legged forward fold. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Now working our way onto the other side into a pyramid pose, facing our knee. Extending one arm up as we get into a triangle pose now, and keeping focus on our palm. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's go in for a squat, keeping your back straight as possible. Palms together, elbows resting onto your knees as we get into a garland pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out, getting back into a standing forward fold now, keeping your legs and knees straight. Breathe in and breathe out. Now working our way into a half lift, placing our palms into our knees, our back straight and facing forward. Breathe in and breathe out, back into a standing forward fold, and extending one arm up, keeping your focus onto your palm, really focusing on your balance of your body. Breathe in and breathe out, getting back into center. Breathe in and breathe out. Extending one arm up and keeping your eyes focused onto your palm, keeping your balance good and straight. Breathe in and breathe out. Getting into a downward dog position, realigning our bodies. Now getting into a plank pose once again, really working on our upper body and core strength. Chaturanga our way into cobra pose as we do a slight back bend, resting our legs onto the mat, keeping our neck back, palms rested onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out, back into downward dog. Breathe in and breathe out as we get into a left lunge, keeping that back leg straight as possible, palms planted onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out, really extending one arm out over our head as you have the other arm resting onto our leg. This is called a reverse warrior pose. Breathe in and breathe out, back into center, back into a downward dog position. Getting back into a plank pose, keeping your back straight. Chaturanga our way into cobra. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress, back into downward dog position. Now going in for a right lunge and keeping that back leg straight as possible, palms planted onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Resting one leg onto your other, resting your arm onto your other leg as you have one arm extended over your head. out into reverse warrior pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Now getting back into garland pose as you go in for a squat, having your palms placed together and resting your elbows onto your knees. Breathe in and breathe out, and twisting your body over as you are still in praying hands. Breathe in and breathe out, back to center. Breathe in and breathe out, twisting your body on the other side. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now let us realign our bodies back into a tabletop pose, knees and palms rested onto the mat, back straight, facing down. Breathe in and breathe out as we get in for cat-cow poses. Breathe in, cat. Breathe out, cow. Breathe in, cat. Breathe out, cow. Okay, now let's get into a puppy pose, having our glutes up in the air as you have your arms rested over your head, knees planted onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out, back into tabletop, back straight. As we thread the needle, we're going to have one arm extended from underneath our body as we have our shoulder rested onto the mat, and having our other arm extended out, knees planted onto the mat. And let's get back into center as we do the same onto the other side. Breathe in, thread the needle from underneath, resting your shoulder onto the mat, having your other arm extended out up above your head, and having your knees planted onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out, knees back onto the mat into a seated position as you have your arms over your head into parallel arms, doing a seated back bend. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out, palms together into a seated praying pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us go in for a nice half split, extending out one leg as your other leg is rested into a knee position, having your knees rest onto the mat, again having your leg extended out, putting pressure onto the leg as you are face down. Breathe in and breathe out, back into tabletop now. Now let's do the same on the other side. Have your knees placed onto the mat as you have your other leg extended out, your head facing down, your body pulled forward over you, and having your palms and arms resting onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's get back into a standing forward fold. Use your yoga block if needed for a nice stretch, nice support system. You're going to really feel the stretch into your legs. Really keep your knees locked. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's get back into a half lift. Resting your palms onto your knees, keeping your back straight, facing down. Breathe in and breathe out. Now back into center, arms up above, feet together, palms placed together into a standing praying pose. Now let's get into the center of our mat, having our legs extended out, pulling our body forward, stretching out, having our arms stretched out in front of over our heads. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now we are going to focus on our left side, our left leg. Bring it back to center. Breathe in and breathe out. Now focusing on our right leg, really feeling that stretch, keeping your legs as straight as possible. Now bringing it back together. Getting into a butterfly pose, keeping your feet together, your knees out, really feeling that stretch in your inner thigh area, keeping your back straight and arms and palms rested to the side of you. Breathe in and breathe out. Now facing forward, your head down, really filling in that stretch. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's get into a seated lotus pose and doing some cat-cow stretches. So breathe in, cat. And breathe in cat, breathe out cow. Breathe in cat, breathe out cow. Breathe in cat, breathe out cow. Now let us work on our neck. Stretch your neck around. Really let your neck loose. Use your hand, your palm, for pressure on your neck. Really, feel that pressure as you pull it to the side, back into center. Doing the same on the other side. Use your palm for some light pressure. Pulling your head to the side for a nice little neck stretch right there. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us attempt to do a headstand, keeping our palms together, keeping our elbows to the side of our head. Getting in and tiptoeing our way as we balance our legs, extending our legs up above into the air. Slowly extending our legs up. Really focusing on our balance, our flexibility. Breathe in and breathe out, really loving your body, loving yourself, and really focusing on this present moment and letting go of anything that does not serve us. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Amazing work. Now let us get back into a seated position. Arms parallel over our head. Now palms together as we get into a seated praying pose. Now resting our arms to the side of our body. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us do some neck stretches. Side. Roll it out now. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us work the other way. Switch it. Breathe in. Now we're working our shoulders frontwards. Now backwards. Breathe in and breathe out. Stretching our arm out. Working on your left arm. Keeping your focus onto your palm. Breathe in and breathe out. Back into center. Stretching out our right arm now. Focusing our eyes onto our palm. Breathe in and breathe out. Getting into a downward dog position now. Stretching out those legs, realigning our bodies. Now getting into a standing forward fold. Keeping our legs straight as possible, our knees locked, and keeping our body crouched together as close as possible. And using your palms placed onto the mat or onto your yoga block if needed for support. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Breathe in and breathe out. Getting back into a half lift. Resting your palms into your knees. Keeping your back straight and looking forward, face down. Breathe in and breathe out. Now back into center. Arms over our head as you lift your leg up as we get into a tree pose. Really focusing on our balance, focusing on the present moment. Breathe in and breathe out, back to center. Let us do the same onto the other side. Arms over our head, having your leg extended up, placed onto your knee, keeping straight, focusing on your tree pose. Breathe in and breathe out, back to center, back into a mountain pose. Now palms together, breathe in, breathe out. Namaste. Thank you for being here.